Welcome back. This is Rox Revenhart after yet another giant hiatus. Well, I have been filming a little bit over on my other channel, Van Life Rocks. I did a new tour video, but what's kept me out of the spotlight for a while has been, I don't know, as always, working a lot, working on the bus a lot, which working on the bus comes a lot with the idea of not just the build and things like that, but the coming up with the funds to get what I need for the bus is all through the upgrade and trade, through marketplace, and finding trash to treasure, flipping items I find and sell. So that being said, I've been busy and finalizing the school year as a school bus driver. Had to get that out of the way, so I'm kind of off for the summer for a little bit. I did sign up for summer school. Easy money. Can't beat easy money. But I wanted to make a video because I'm kind of having a moment tonight where I'm kind of going through it a little bit. The whole purpose of why I built this bus, one of the purposes anyway, I should say, has been a home on wheels, a mobile fortress, a mobile apartment, a ship to take me home for that matter. I am tonight missing my bros. What I mean by that, I am missing my old bandmates. And I don't think I've ever made this video, but I've kind of wanted to a couple times over. I wanted to shout out to the boys who have been a major influence on me, even being almost 20 years removed from them. They still play out every day in a lot of the activities I do, and a lot of the motivation I have in the creative process of what I'm doing, the creative ideas of what I'm doing, and how I interact with people. Their influence on me kind of absorbed into me and how I interact and get through certain situations. For example, Mardog, my old buddy Mardog, the head of the clique, so to speak. At least that's how I always viewed him. He was the head of our group. He was my introduction into my bandmates and meeting the rest of them. So he's who brought me in, and he's was kind of like the leader of the group, maybe, if you want to call it that. But Mardog, if you ever see this video, I hope you do, because I miss you, man. I know it doesn't seem that way, but I've spent the past at least decade trying to get home, wanting to reconnect with you. Fallouts and stuff like that have been a serious concern. I mean, I have family left behind that I've been kind of buried myself because I didn't return. For example, when I left the band and when I decided to go off on my own and venture outside of my home state of New York to meet somebody, to start a new life, to hit the road and find adventure, it was successful. Adventure comes at a cost. And I use this as an example to a lot of people I talk to every now and then, is when you seek adventure, when you go out on that road and you're looking for a life for yourself, you got to consider who you've left behind. When I was out on this adventure, starting my life, my sibling had passed away. My sister is with us no more, and we left on kind of bad terms. So I can't look back and ever say, I miss you. I can't go back and be the big brother protector to stop whatever events led to that passing. And that's a ghost that will haunt me forever. That's why I call it Chasing Phantoms. I was going to do a whole vlog series on what I call Chasing Phantoms, and that was one of the topics. I still yet to film. But like I said, when you go on an adventure, the people you leave behind become the ghosts of your past. Especially if you lose communication with them and just kind of fall out, or just, hope to one day run across them again. Mardog, that's my shout out to you. Marcus, you're the man. I know we've had our ups and downs, but man, I miss you. Your humor, your sense of humor, and your dark sense of humor even, the things you laugh at, the way you handled certain situations has carried with me through some of the things I've had to deal with. And I think, well, in my head, how would Marcus handle this situation by now? But I do know that attitude you carried is what's helped me shut people down in certain situations when they're trying to, for example, get me to do something I don't want to do. I think, Mardog, he wouldn't do that. Why would I? You know? So that's what I mean by absorbing some of those people into my own personality that's carried through with me to this day. And then there's, of course, Loberg, Eric. I always kind of viewed you as king of the castle, you know. He was the basement we all hung out in. He is how we formed our group together, because he was that guy who was big, brought us all together as far as a place to gather. So very, very important in my youth and the formation of the band. We'd sit around playing video games, to Magic the Gathering, to just bantering, to anything a good group of brothers would do, you know? Even kind of a leader of the group, so to speak, as well. He, one of the top pillars. I mean, he would kind of carry on the game of, you know, roast you kind of thing, roast each one of us. And if you couldn't hack it, you weren't really in the band. You know, you couldn't really hang with us if you couldn't hack it. If you couldn't take some of the verbal assault you would get. I mean, he's the guy who kind of thickened my skin, you know, along with some of the rest of us. I owe a lot to him for helping me handle certain situations with, I wouldn't say bullying. I've had a lot of other things that have forged me to get through bullying and things like that. But definitely being able to handle any insult. I mean, this guy threw some of the best chain-linked insults of anyone I've ever met. So Loberg, miss you too, brother. Another phantom, another ghost of my past that I've lost contact with. Minimum, I think I can reach him if I really try. But we're just not there anymore, you know? But I do miss you, bro. And I miss the two brothers, the Miller brothers, Steve, Dale. I'll never forget you guys. It's very important to me to get that off my chest, because you guys were like the ones I could bond with closest. We spent probably the most hours together. We've gotten to know each other well, lived together many times over. A lot of your traits are also what have carried me through a lot of my own personal situations, helped me conquer some of my own demons, helped find strength that if my bro like Dale could get through a certain situation, why can't I? If Steve, I owe you a world of creativity, and literally everything in my creative bubble, to the Realm of X, to the Nightmare Realm, to everything I am doing to this day, almost 20 years later in the creative realm, I owe to Steve. Remy, as he liked to be called. He was a big gamer. He ran a RPG that we all used to gather to play, kind of like when we weren't playing Magic the Gathering or video games, we were running Steve RPG. And he's actually using that platform now on Twitch. He's the only one I've kind of stayed in regular contact with. So he kind of knows you're probably going to get this video before anybody else, bro. But you are a huge influence on my life and where I'm going with things and what I've done. And keep up the communication, my friend, because there's a lot left stored in here that's just dying to get out. And I think we got some plans to meet back up. You're the first time I stopped to take this bus, open the door and invite you in and go pick up the rest of the brothers, you know? So hang in there. Steve and Dale, the two brothers of the brothers. You know, you guys were my bloodline. You guys were my clique. You know, we're all wrestling friends. We're all or buddies. We're all wrestling buddies. We're all bandmates. We're all, I think, a great influence on each other. And it sucks to have fallen out and gone our separate ways, but that's life, you know. But it doesn't mean that I'm not haunted by those memories and missing them greatly. Those were... We have another one in the group, O-Dog. Otis. The big tank of the group. I'm not a tank. The tank, I'm not a tank. Man, you helped me get through a lot of big moments as well in my life and find strength in certain situations, and I owe you a lot. I'm making this video not because I'm planning on anything happening or anything like that, but I'm making this video because I want y'all to know I do miss you, and it's been almost a motivation of mine for to get this shit done and get out there and get back to my old bros and round us back up, at least for a reunion, you know? I know this is a weird video to make. I know this is a weird video to watch if you're not part of this. So this is kind of a more personal video that's a shout out to my closest bros. Hopefully y'all are watching this. Hopefully those who watch this have a similar experience with maybe their bros and their friends and family and stuff that they miss. Their phantoms. Their ghosts of the past. And a few honorable mentions were Stainer, another group of another person in our group, Justin. You're out there too, bro, and I haven't forgotten about you either, man. We were kind of schoolmates, hung out a lot, got together in the band, the clique, know all that. And then, of course, a personal bro that was kind of outside the clique, but still kind of floating around, was Ricky. This to you too, my friend. You helped pick up the pieces after my fallout and helped me kind of rebuild myself a little bit while I was making some dumb mistakes while you all were making yours, you know. But miss you too, man. So the whole purpose of this video, not just being shout outs to my old bros, but I kind of wanted to influence other people to understand what you lose when you go out on an adventure for your own life. But I'm not trying to say don't go on that adventure. You gotta follow what's inside, what drives you, you know? There is no gain without sacrifice, as I always say. But man, it feels like I'm always chasing phantoms.